we are roughly halfway through the college football season, so it's a good time to take a step back.
Yeah, 6 out of 12 done.
Reset. Look at what you got right. Look at what you got wrong. And I will just raise my hand and say, we got some stuff wrong. I thought State would be the best team in the triangle. I thought UNC would be the second best team in the triangle. I thought Duke would be the third best team in the triangle. You might be able to flip those completely.
Whoops.
NC State and UNC. Again, like I said, I had State above UNC, but there were parts of UNC that I absolutely loved as well. Their goals from the beginning of the year, see ya, gone. Now, it's about avoiding disaster. And there's a funny part, right? There is a funny part about avoiding disaster, which is for so many of these power football program teams, particularly the ones that are not the routine bottom feeders of their conference. And State and UNC are not routine bottom feeders in the ACC. No matter how high your expectations are, the disaster line is always the same. If you're going into a season thinking like, all right, we're going to be solid, we're going to be 8 wins, 9 wins, disaster, missing a bowl. If you go into a season with, I think we should compete for a national championship, disaster, missing a bowl. Right? No matter how high the hype goes in the offseason, missing a bowl game is a absolute disaster. Why? Well, you play 3 non-power conference opponents most of the time. Right, you have the one premier non-conference game against another power conference team. For UNC, it was away at Minnesota. For NC State, it was the Duke's Mayo Classic kickoff classic against Tennessee. Then you get 3 Group of 5 or FCS games. So if you win, which State has done thus far, just your 3 non-power conference opponents, you're halfway to a bowl. And you have 9 more games to find 3 wins. If you just beat teams that are from a level of football that should be described as below where your level of football is, then you need to just win 3 of 9 games to make a bowl game. If you don't do that, disaster. What does disaster mean? It used to mean you don't keep your coaches' jobs if you're missing bowl games. You might get 1 redo. If your agent did a really good job with the buyout, you get 1 redo, right? 1 bad year, all right, see if you can fix it. If you go 2 years without making a bowl, see ya. If you don't have a great buyout, if your contract isn't great, if your agent needs to be replaced, you might only get 1 time not making a bowl and see ya. But in modern college football, the stakes are higher than that. You don't make a bowl game, guess whose job's not safe? It's not just the coaches. Now that transfer portal is a calling. All of a sudden, new quarterbacks are on campus. All of a sudden, new wide receivers are on campus. All of a sudden, there's a whole bunch of guys that were higher-ranked recruits than you, and they went to bigger schools that are coming looking for new jobs. And that new job they're looking for is yours. You don't miss bowl games and come back the next year building off of what you had the year before. UNC has 2 midseason AP All-Americans, 2 second-team midseason All-Americans. Omarion Hampton, yeah, and Willie Lampkin, one of their guards. Individual awards don't save jobs.
Nope.
NC State needs to find a way to raise money. Right? Their coach has made that a point in multiple post-game comments and everything else. Missing bowl games hurts the raising of money, I guarantee you. It increases the anger around your program from people that give money. It increases the questioning of who you're giving the money to if you don't make bowl games. That's true for every program. So when we're resetting expectations right now for State and UNC, when we are going, all right, we were a little overzealous with how we thought these teams would be in the preseason based on what they've done over their first 6 games. What we need to do is go all hands on deck, by any means necessary, get yourself to 6 wins. by any means necessary, you better have a 6 or more in the win column when this regular season is done. I don't care if you're going to the Pop-Tarts Bowl, the Beef O'Brady's Bowl, or some other new bowl that hasn't been developed yet. If you're going to the Pinstripe Bowl, if you want to go play in a baseball stadium, a hockey arena, overseas, I don't care what bowl game it is.
Just get there.
Just get to a bowl game. And how you get there becomes so much less important. For making a college football playoff, style points matter. Even your losses, you want to play well in your losses so it looks like a good loss. You want to put up points. You want to have players with buzz. You want to not just land the skateboarding trick. You want to land it and look cool doing it. For bowl eligibility, oh, no. It does not matter if your losses are pretty. It does not matter if you're putting up big offensive points. It does not matter if you have an All-American. What matters is, do you win the game? Beg, borrow, and steal. By hook or by crook. All of those sayings apply here. If you're UNC, you have Omarion Hampton, second team AP, midseason All-American. You have Willie Lampkin, AP, second team, midseason All-American. If to win a game, you have to give the ball to Omarion Hampton behind Willie Lampkin 18 to 20 times, you do it. NC State, if you have to completely abandon the traditional run game, I know it's not how Dave Doeren wants to play. I know that's not how he draws it up when he thinks of ideal football, but if you have to, you have to. This is a necessity thing from this point forward. It is an emergency. It is avoiding disaster right now from this point forward. I've used this saying before. This example before, but I think it applies to so many things. Going back to a high school football game, we were ahead by, 2 or 3 scores. I was the quarterback. Back in the day, before we signaled in, I had to run to the sideline. Remember when quarterbacks used to do that? Run to the sideline, get the play from the coach, run it back into the huddle, call it to the team. So we're ahead, and my coach had the strategy of, if you're ahead by more than 2 scores, you run the darn ball. You take the air out of it. Didn't matter if we had a good quarterback, good wide receivers. No. 2-score lead. We want to be out of here in 20 minutes. Let's get this game over with.
Hey, that's fine.
So I go to the sideline. Boom. Run play. Boom. Run play. And our best run play, pulling guard. And we were having success running in one direction. Never forget, my left guard, Pat Casey, came to the huddle one time. He had just pulled like 4 plays in a row. Big dude. Tim, tell coach I can't pull anymore. Tell coach I can't pull anymore. I said, all right. Ran the play, jogged to the sideline. Hey, coach, Pat Casey said he's donezo. Said his legs are shot, can't pull anymore. Coach looked at me, took a deep breath, and said, tell Pat Casey he's pulling on every play for the rest of the game. And we went out there and we called left guard pulls. Maybe not every play, but it felt like it for the rest of the game. To the point where driving home on the bus, Pat Casey, full laying down in the middle of the aisle of the bus, full body cramp, just absolutely done. With Pedialyte being like we're trying to pour it in his mouth, just in the eyes, in the face. He's screaming. One of the painful yet looking back hilarious moments of my high school career. If that's how you have to treat Omarion Hampton, I don't care if you're tired, Omarion. We're giving you the ball every play for the rest of the game. And if he has to have Pedialyte and pickle juice poured in his eyes because he's laying down on the flight home from an away game, you do it. If that's what you have to do to prevent missing a bowl game. If you want to just go full entertainment for us, if you're not a fan of either, you just want to watch something fun, that end of the season, last game, state UNC game, if that is 2 5-win teams competing for the 6th win, both teams know you lose this, it is a full-blown disaster.
Loser leaves town match.
If contracts weren't involved, it might have been for some of those people. It might have been for some of those people. There are so many teams. I think State was this way last year a little bit. There are so many teams that don't play their best until they're backed into a corner, right? Like the caged raccoon, until somebody is coming at you with no ways out that you finally play up to your level. Now's the time for both of these squads. There are no exits. There are no easy way outs.